Enough of deception. The hour of revelation has arrived. Listen carefully, because every word that comes from my mouth now is life and direction. I do not speak to confuse. I do not speak to entertain. I speak to transform your spirit and open your eyes. I say to you, awaken, because that which was hidden is being exposed. The time of concealment has ended. Nothing that was in darkness will resist the light that I pour over your life at this very moment.
I tear the veil before you so that you may know that you were not abandoned, you were not forgotten, and that every tear shed was recorded in my book. I am the Lord, and my faithfulness does not depend on your effort. It does not rest on your limited strength, but on eternal love that does not fail. I tell you today, the promise that sustains your days was not born of human word, but of my heart. My word is an anchor in the midst of the storm. It is light when the night seems without end. It is a pillar that keeps you standing when your strength is exhausted. And I declare, this is the moment when my voice rends the heavens and reaches your innermost being, so that no doubt remains that I am with you. You asked for signs, you asked for clarity, you sought an answer. Now I myself speak, not to a distant people, but to you. Calm your heart and open your spiritual ears, because what I am revealing is not small. It is not a detail, it is destiny. What was being plotted against you will not remain hidden. I myself expose what needs to be exposed, because I will not allow you to walk in deception, stumbling on paths of falsehood. Remember every moment when your soul was unsettled for no apparent reason. That pressure that stole your peace was not the fruit of imagination. That weight in your spirit was not by chance. I was sounding the alarm inside you. I was calling your attention because I saw what you could not see. I was protecting you from silent traps. I was keeping the enemy away, even when you did not perceive it. Do not think that the silence was abandonment. The silence was strategy. While you wondered why you did not see an answer, I was moving pieces in the invisible. While you cried without understanding, I was raising walls of protection around you. I recorded every night when you lay down with a tight heart, every stifled prayer, every voiceless cry. Nothing went unnoticed by my eyes. I am the God who sees all, who knows all, who governs all. Now I declare, the hour has come. The time of waiting has been fulfilled. The revelation that seemed distant is knocking at your door. Do not look back in fear. Do not think that you will lose control. It is my hand that conducts this process. It is my light that illuminates what is behind the scenes. It is my justice that unmasks what seemed untouchable. I lift you up this day not so that you fear, but so that you rise in confidence. You have asked yourself many times why some moved away, why doors closed, why opportunities disappeared. Today I say, it was not by chance, it was not bad luck, it was not your mistake. It was protection. I removed what looked like opportunity, but was a trap. I closed doors that later would imprison you. I silenced voices that spoke near you but plotted far from me. I did not allow the chains of deception to keep you bound, because I have plans greater than you can imagine. Do not look at losses as failure, look at them as deliverance. Do not see delays as defeat, see them as preservation. I guarded you even when you did not understand. I surrounded you even when you thought you were alone. I hid you under the shadow of my wings even when you believed you were exposed to danger. Now I open the book before you and show you everything was written, everything was planned, and nothing will be able to steal what I have already decreed. Listen to my voice clearly. I am your God, and with me there is no deception. The enemy can disguise, can make up, can even imitate the appearance of good, but in my presence nothing stands. I remove the mask, I break the disguise, I reveal the hidden intention. What seemed like friendship I show as self-interest. What seemed like concern, I expose as manipulation. What seemed neutral, I bring to light as deception. Do not allow fear to rule your heart. I say, do not fear. Although the truth is strong and sometimes painful, it will never come to destroy you, but to set you free. The revelation is not to break you, it is to restore you. It is not to throw you to the ground, it is to raise you in dignity. I do not expose to shame, I expose to protect. I do not show to confuse, I show to make clear. My word does not return empty. Today it fulfills the purpose of tearing the veil, of opening your eyes, of strengthening your steps. I say, your house is under my guard, your heart is under my care, your paths are under my direction. Even when you did not see, I was there.
Even when you thought you could not endure, I sustained you. Now rise in confidence, declare with your lips, I receive the revelation of the Lord. Speak, because your voice has weight before me. Every word of faith that you release into the air rises like incense and moves angels in your favor. I have sent Michael to war for you, and he is already in action. Nothing will be able to resist the decree that has been released from my throne. I am your light in the midst of darkness.
I am your shelter when the wind blows. I am your rest when anxiety tries to steal your sleep. I am the one who opens doors before you and no one can close them. I am the one who breaks chains and lifts you up with honor before those who doubted. Therefore listen once more, enough of deception. The hour of revelation has arrived. I am with you, I fight for you, I guard you, and I guide you. Do not look at what is being lost. Look at what is being revealed. Do not cling to what was shadow. Embrace the light that now shines over you. The time of truth has come, and nothing will be able to stop what I have already released over your life. You did not imagine signs. You did not invent sensations. That pressure in your chest, the tremors of your soul, and the silent discomfort were divine alarms triggered to protect your life. What seemed like restlessness was in fact spiritual discernment, preserving you from the snare that was being set in silence. I, the Lord, was by your side at every moment, and when you thought you were only fighting against scattered thoughts or confusing emotions, it was my voice whispering through the cracks of your heart, awakening you so that you would not be deceived. Do not underestimate what you felt, because it was not born of chance, but of my presence that surrounded you with care. Remember the nights when you lay down in silence, trying to calm your mind, but your heart raced for no reason. Remember the mornings when you opened your eyes, already tired, as if you had battled even in your sleep. That was not weakness, it was not delirium, it was not a sign that something was wrong with you. It was me showing, in ways you did not yet understand, that battles were taking place around your life and that I would not allow you to be caught off guard. You were not fighting alone. The war was being fought in the heavens, and my angels were already moving on your behalf.
I tell you, every sensation of weight you tried to describe, every discomfort that seemed inexplicable, every moment when you thought you were exaggerating, was, in fact, my spirit sounding like a trumpet within you. I did not allow the enemy to completely hide his plans, because discernment is a gift that I myself placed in you. You were called to see beyond what is visible, to perceive what lies beyond words and beyond gestures. What many ignored, you caught, and that was a sign of my care.
When you walked in certain places and felt your body tremble, it was not unfounded fear. It was me revealing that space carried intentions contrary to my will for your life. When you met people who smiled on the outside, but your spirit withdrew on the inside, it was not rejection without reason. It was me showing you that not every smile comes from a pure heart, and not every hand extended truly desires your good. When, in silence, you perceived words not spoken, and when you sensed things that no one confirmed, it was me giving you beforehand the knowledge so that you would not be caught by invisible snares. I have always seen how much your heart is inclined to trust, how much you want to believe in goodness, how much you prefer to give the benefit of the doubt instead of building walls of suspicion. But I also saw how that same innocence could be exploited. That is why I myself raised a wall around you and sent you signs. I did the impossible so that you would know you were not imagining it, because when my spirit speaks, he leaves no room for coincidence. He impresses conviction in the inner being, he disturbs until the eyes are opened. Remember those occasions when you felt you had to suddenly change your path. Remember the times when an unexpected delay kept you from reaching where you had planned. Remember the meetings that were cancelled at the last moment. You grieved thinking it was a waste of time, but I say it was protection. I intervened to keep you from being in places where your peace would be stolen, where your faith would be undermined, where snares would be set against you. You did not lose opportunities. You were saved from traps. And see how in many of those situations, after some time, the truth came to light. People revealed themselves, environments showed their true atmosphere, hidden secrets were unmasked. That was not chance. That was confirmation. I did not allow you to go on without proof. I myself brought the facts so that you would know that I did not leave you in confusion. Each time the truth appeared, it was me reaffirming. The restlessness you felt was not illusion, it was a divine alarm. Just as the watchman blows the trumpet to warn the city of approaching enemies, I blew the trumpet of discernment in your heart. I shook you so that you would not settle. I awakened you so that you would not sleep spiritually. You did not imagine, you perceived. You did not invent, you discerned. What was in silence, I revealed in your spirit. What tried to hide in shadow, I brought in the form of a premonition. And even though you grew weary of carrying this weight, even though you cried without understanding, why so many sleepless nights and so many worries you could not explain, know that it was not in vain. Every tear fell as a seed before my throne. Every prayer uttered in despair was recorded as a cry of trust. You may not have seen an immediate answer, but I was already working. While you asked yourself, why do I feel this? I answered, because I have already seen what you have not yet seen. I know that many times you accused yourself, believing that you were being paranoid or too suspicious, but today I affirm it was not paranoia, it was protection. It was not distrust, it was discernment. It was not weakness, it was spiritual sensitivity. Do not despise the gift I gave you. It was not placed in you by chance, but because I have great plans and I need you to walk in safety, guided not by what natural eyes see, but by what my spirit reveals. You were trained by pain, but you were also strengthened by my grace. Every moment when you felt pressured beyond what you could bear, I was sustaining you so that you would not break. Every time you thought of giving up because no one believed what you felt, I was renewing your hope in silence. I never ceased to be by your side, and if I speak to you today, it is to remind you that you did not walk deceived, but protected. I tell you, your pain was not ignored. I was present in every night of anguish. I was there when the pillow was soaked with tears. I heard what no one else heard. I felt what no one else could perceive. And now I show you that nothing was wasted. Even the feelings you thought useless were used by me as signs to save you. What seemed only suffering became testimony. What seemed unbearable weight turned into proof that you are guarded by my hands. What seemed torment became a prophetic voice within you, guiding you in the midst of darkness. You were heard, you were guarded, you were loved in every detail. And today I confirm your perception was true. I was and continue to be with you, and nothing can erase my mark upon your life. How long will you keep doubting what has already been revealed to your heart? Why question the voice that has already proven its faithfulness? If the signs were clear, why continue hesitating? I speak to you now because I do not want you to remain paralyzed between doubt and faith. I am the Lord, and what was shadow can no longer hide under the appearance of friendship. The time of pretense has come to an end, and I myself am exposing the truth so that you will not walk in uncertainty. How many times did you feel confirmation within yourself, but chose to remain silent so as not to seem exaggerated? How many times did you keep quiet out of fear of not being understood, even though you knew deep inside that it was real? I ask you, how long will you resist the discernment that I myself placed within you? Do not prolong the hesitation. Do not delay the decision. Do not allow confusion to steal the clarity I am giving you. When I speak, it is not to sow doubt. It is to establish certainty. If I have already proven that I am with you, why act as if you are alone? If I have already shown that I can move mountains in your favor, why be afraid in the face of stones on the path? If you have already seen my hand intervene in situations that seemed impossible, why doubt now what I am revealing? I have not changed. I am the same who sustained you in the valley, the same who dried your tears, the same who brought provision when there was no resource at all. Do not allow your mind to waver between believing and distrusting, between trusting and fearing. Doubt is an invisible chain that binds your feet, but faith is the key that opens the way before you. I do not want you trapped in the cycle of hesitation. I want you free, walking in confidence. I left no shadow of deception in my word. I left no uncertainty in my promises. When I say, I will do it, I do it. When I say, I will expose, I expose. When I say, I will deliver, I deliver. If I have already spoken to your heart, if I have already confirmed it through signs, why go back? It was not coincidence that you felt the weight in strategic moments. It was not chance that you noticed details no one else saw. It was not luck that you escaped situations that seemed inevitable. It was I who kept you. It was I who showed you. It was I who protected you. So why deny the reality of what is being unveiled? How long will you wait for more proof if I have already revealed enough? I know that part of you fears the pain the truth may bring. But I ask you, is it not more painful to live in deception than to face reality under my protection? Is it not heavier to carry invisible chains than to deal with the revelation that brings freedom? Is it not better to suffer the wound of truth than to be poisoned by a false embrace? What I expose is not to hurt you, it is to heal you. What I reveal is not to destroy, it is to set free. Do not waver. I say, do not hesitate. The enemy wants to prolong your indecision because he knows that a wavering heart is a vulnerable heart. But I want you to be firm, established, secure. You no longer need to walk groping in the dark. The light has already shone. The veil has already been torn. The mask has already fallen. I will not allow the false to continue confusing you. Remember how many times I have already proven my faithfulness. Remember how I opened doors when everything was closed. Remember how I sustained you when everyone else walked away. Remember how I turned tears into joy, pain into testimony, loss into victory. If I have already done it before, why doubt that I am doing it now? Why question if I have already shown you so many times that I take care of every detail? I do not want you to be a prisoner of the fear of making mistakes. I do not want you captive to insecurity. I want you firm, confident, determined to remain in my way. I do not place signs in vain. I do not stir your spirit without reason. I do not repeat alerts if there were not something important to be noticed. Every impression you received was aligned with the purpose of opening your eyes. How long will you cling to what looks beautiful on the outside but is rottenness inside? How long will you insist on giving credit to words that sound sweet but hide poison? How long will you ignore the discomfort that warns you before each fall? I tell you, do not allow appearances to disguise intentions. Do not allow the smile to hide falseness. Do not allow silence to trap you in uncertainty. Today I set clarity before you. Today I give you direction. Today I tear from your heart the paralysis of doubt. What was shadow can no longer hide. What was mask can no longer remain. What was deception can no longer resist my light. I am affirming so that there is no room for hesitation. I am your God, and I have already unveiled what needed to be unveiled. Do not negotiate with doubt. Do not accept deception as normal. Do not treat signs from my spirit as small coincidences. I speak directly because I want you to walk in confidence. It was not you who deceived yourself. It was I who revealed it to you. It was not imagination. It was discernment. It was not paranoia. It was an alert. And if I gave you signs, it is because I am taking care of you in every detail. Doubt tries to silence the voice of faith, but I rekindle in you the flame of conviction. I say, believe because I have already shown you. Trust because I have already confirmed. Move forward because I have already prepared the way. Hesitation can no longer dominate you. I want you free, confident, strengthened in my word. Today I declare over you the firmness that comes from above. Today I break the chains of uncertainty. Today I establish in your heart the clarity that I am speaking, that I am leading, that I am revealing. You do not need more proof because I have already given it. You do not need more signs because I have already shown them. You only need to believe and follow my voice. What begins in you will extend to your house, to your family, and even to your generation. The work I begin now will not remain confined to your heart, but will overflow like a river that breaks its banks. The freedom that is born from exposure will not only be your relief, it will be the breath that brings peace to your rest. It will be the restoration of bonds that seemed broken. It will be prosperity in the place of loss and justice in the place of betrayal. Nothing will remain limited to your present because what I do is a seed that will bear fruit in every area of your life and will spread to those who walk beside you. I tell you, what for so long seemed like a burden that only you carried, today becomes a turning point for your whole household. The change I bring inside of you will reach those under your roof. The environment where you live will feel the reflection of my presence. And even those who resisted faith will realize that something new has begun. I enter with peace in the place of oppression. I place harmony where there were arguments. I bring unity where there was division. What seemed impossible to restore, I rebuild with my own hands. The wounds that appeared within the family will not remain open. I send balm over every memory that bled. I erase the pain of words spoken in moments of anger. I undo the consequences of wrong choices that affected the home. I do not only relieve, I restore. I do not only bring silence after the war, I place joy where there was sadness. And this joy will not be fleeting, it will be firm. It will be a root that will sustain new generations. I also declare prosperity over you. What once seemed to slip away, what was lost before your eyes, I turn into an abundant harvest. It is not luck, it is not chance, it is promise. The hands that so often seemed empty, I fill with provision. The doors that so often closed, I open with a golden key. What once was lack will now be abundance. And it will not be abundance only for you, but also for yours. I will give you so that you may share. I will give you so that you may honor. I will give you so that you may be a sign that with me nothing is impossible. And in the place of betrayal I place justice. I saw when twisted words were spoken against you. I saw when promises were broken. I saw when trust was betrayed. Nothing passed unnoticed before my eyes. Now I rise as a just judge, and I place each situation in its rightful place. I expose what was done in darkness. I restore what was stolen. I bring double honor in the place of shame. And those who said you would not stand will see you upright, strengthened, restored, walking in victory. But it does not stop with you. What I do in your heart and in your house extends to your family. I reach those who were far. I break chains that held them. I undo curses that tried to perpetuate themselves. What seemed like the repetition of old stories ends here. I cut off the cycle of pain. I break the inheritance of failure. I end the sequence of losses. From you, a new line begins. I write a story of blessings. I establish a legacy of faith. I set up columns of hope that will support those who come after. I touch your children and your children's children. Even those who have not yet been born are already guarded by my decree. The promise I place upon you reaches your descendants. What I do now will not be erased by time, but will remain as an eternal mark. I transform tears into seeds, and each seed will produce fruit that will feed generations. You will see the harvest in your days, but even after you, the fruits will continue to spring forth. And it will not only be within your family. I pour this victory over the community in which you live. Your testimony will become a voice that inspires others. What I do in your life will not remain hidden. It will be light that shines before many. People who once observed you in silence, seeing your pain, will also see your restoration. They will say, "The Lord was with him, the Lord was with her." And through what I do in you, many will turn to me, many will renew hope, many will believe that there is still a living God who transforms destinies. Do not underestimate the reach of what I am doing. A transformed life generates restored families. Restored families raise healed communities. Healed communities bless cities, and transformed cities mark generations. What began as an individual cry will become a wave that will reach multitudes. What seemed like an isolated pain will be a platform of hope for others. I lift you up, not only to endure, but to multiply. The freedom I give now will be the reason for songs in the future. The peace I place inside of you will spread like fragrance that fills the house. The prosperity I pour into your hands will be testimony that I am provider. The justice I manifest on your behalf will be a banner raised so that others may see and know the Lord is just, the Lord is faithful, the Lord does not fail. And just as I shine light upon your story, I place promise upon those who will come. I declare that your generation will not be lost. I declare that your descendants will be guarded from deception, that they will walk in clarity, that they will carry an inheritance of faith. I declare that the mistakes of the past will not repeat, but that they will live in newness of life. What today begins as personal deliverance will be transformed into spiritual legacy. Therefore, do not think small. Do not limit what I do only to your moment. I am God of generations. I am Lord of time. I am the one who writes from beginning to end. What today seems only a particular victory is, in fact, the root of a tree that will grow and give shade to many. What today seems only an answer is, in fact, the foundation of a blessed future. I assure you, nothing will be wasted. Every pain you lived, every tear you shed, every battle you faced, now becomes seed of an abundant harvest that will not be limited to you. Yours will see, yours will feel, yours will inherit. And even after you, the echo of this promise will continue to sound. What begins today in you will extend beyond what your eyes can imagine, because I am faithful to fulfill in every detail what I have already determined over your life and over all those connected to you. Open your lips and declare, I receive the truth that sets me free. Do not silence your faith, because even the smallest whisper spoken with confidence moves the heavens and breaks invisible chains. Every word that comes from your mouth at this moment seals spiritual territories and closes the breaches that were once exploited against you. I tell you, do not hold back your voice, do not hide your faith, do not diminish the authority I placed in you. The enemy tries to silence, tries to intimidate, tries to make you believe there is no power in your declarations, but I confirm, when you speak with faith, the spiritual world moves. Remember how many times you felt your prayer was too small to be heard. Remember the times when you spoke a simple phrase almost in silence, and yet the answer came. It was to show you that it is not the strength of your eloquence that opens paths, but the power of faith released. When you proclaim my word, even in a low voice, the atmosphere around you is transformed. Darkness cannot withstand declarations of faith, because every phrase born from trust is like a sharp sword cutting the thickest chains. I tell you, declare with boldness, because the faith you carry within yourself is not fragile. Do not hold back what I placed in your spirit. If you say, I receive the truth of the Lord, this phrase will not remain only on your lips. It will become a decree before my throne, and the heavens will witness that you chose to believe. When your mouth agrees with my word, doors open, chains break, walls fall, and what was once shut begins to move. Do not be deceived into thinking silence is always protection. There are moments when silence is wisdom, but there are moments when silence is a breach. Today I tell you, this is the moment to speak. This is the moment to use the authority I already gave you. Do not wait for others to declare on your behalf. Open your lips and prophesy over your life, over your home, over your family, over the future I prepare. I want to hear your voice aligning with my voice. Every time you say, I believe, hell trembles. Every time you declare, I receive, invisible chains break. Every time you proclaim the Lord is faithful, strongholds fall. Your words are not ordinary when they are born from faith. They carry fire, they carry light, they carry my presence. That is why I insist, do not silence your faith. Do not hide what I placed within you. Do not diminish the strength that comes from your trust in me. I tell you, declare over the areas that seemed dead. Speak life where there was silence. Speak restoration where there was ruin. Speak peace where there was war. Speak abundance where there was lack. Speak health where there was sickness. Every declaration is a seed planted in spiritual soil, and I am the God who makes it sprout at the right time. It does not matter if you do not see it yet. It does not matter if it seems impossible. Your word of faith is like a key that opens the door I already prepared. When I said, let there be light, light appeared. When I declared the end of the waters that covered the earth, dry land appeared. When I released words, the universe was shaped. And if I created all things by the word, why doubt the power your word has when it is aligned with mine? You carry within yourself a reflection of my authority. That is why when you speak with faith, the impossible begins to move. Do not allow fear to silence you. Do not let doubt steal your voice. Do not accept the lie that says speaking changes nothing. I affirm to you, every declaration of faith is recorded before me. Every time you proclaim hope, angels move. Every time you prophesy victory, the heavens respond, and every time you announce my truth, darkness retreats. Remember how many times you thought your prayer had no strength, but then you saw the answer come. Remember how simple words transformed situations that seemed without solution. That was not coincidence, it was confirmation. I wanted to show you that your mouth has power when it agrees with my word. Not because you are great, but because I am great in you. I want you to rise now in declarations. Say, I am guarded by the Lord. Say, nothing can destroy me. Say, the Lord is my refuge and my fortress. Say, I will live the promise. Each of these phrases echoes in the spiritual world like thunder that shatters chains. Do not think they are just words. They are decrees sealed by my presence. I know that many times you preferred to keep it to yourself, thinking it was not worth insisting, but I tell you, insist, declare again. Speak even if it seems small. Faith is not measured by the volume of the voice, but by the firmness of the heart. And a heart firm before me is capable of moving mountains. The enemy fears when you open your mouth in faith, because he knows he cannot withstand words that carry my authority. He may try to silence you, may try to place doubt, may try to say it is useless, but I have already decreed your voice will be used to break strongholds. There is no chain so thick that it can withstand a proclamation of faith. There is no darkness so dense that it can withstand the light released by your words. Therefore I tell you, rise, declare and prophesy. Do not look at the circumstances, look at the promise. Do not look at the silence of men, look at the sound that echoes from heaven. I am calling you to act with your mouth, to use your lips as a sword, to transform atmospheres with phrases filled with trust. I confirm that when you say, I receive, the spiritual world will recognize that agreement. When you say, I believe, doors will open. When you say, the Lord is faithful, invisible chains will break. Do not despise the power that is already in you. I did not leave you unarmed, I gave you the word. And the word is a living weapon that never loses strength. So, lift up your voice, even if it is weak, even if it trembles, even if it is tired. Because when you speak in faith, weakness becomes strength, weariness becomes vigor, uncertainty becomes conviction. I am with you, and I myself confirm every declaration. I am the Lord, and I tell you, speak because I listen. Declare because I answer. Prophesy because I fulfill. Do not silence your faith, for your voice is the key to seal what I have already prepared. The masks are beginning to fall. Secret conversations, distorted intentions, and false alliances are being revealed by the power of the Most High. Nothing that was hidden behind soft gestures or careful words will withstand my light. Archangel Michael, with sword unsheathed, is in motion, tearing the veils of falsehood and witnessing every word spoken in the shadows. What seemed impossible to discover now becomes clear as daylight, because I myself am bringing to the surface what was hidden, so that confusion will no longer rule your heart. I saw every disguised look, every agreement made away from your eyes, every intention that hid behind gestures of feigned kindness. None of these things escape me. I am the God who searches the secrets of the heart, and nothing is concealed from me. What for you seemed only suspicion has always been known, truth to me. Now I decide to reveal, because the time has come to free you from the web of deceit that was being woven in silence. I will not allow you to keep smiling at masked faces, believing words that do not match intentions. I am the truth, and where my presence manifests, all falsehood is exposed. Light does not negotiate with darkness, it simply enters and illuminates, and what once seemed solid dissolves. What seemed like sincere friendship shows itself as a self-serving scheme. What seemed like advice reveals itself as a trap. Today, what was beneath the surface will be seen clearly, and you will no longer walk blind. The walls heard the nightly conversations, and I also heard them. The corners witnessed plans made in silence, and I recorded every word. Secret alliances, hidden pacts, desires to see you fail, all are being brought to light. I myself send my angels to witness these moments so that nothing is lost, so that no hidden intention remains unrevealed. What seemed impossible to prove will become clear, and those around you will see that it was not imagination, but discernment. The sword of Michael cuts through the veil of pretense, and nothing can withstand the impact of revelation. I am not only unmasking people, I am revealing systems that rose up against you. I am exposing invisible structures, words spoken in contrary prayers, thoughts of envy that fed themselves in silence. All of this is torn apart before the heavens, and now you will see with clarity that your struggle was not only against flesh and blood, but against spiritual forces that rose up, and that are already being defeated by my power. I will not allow you to live in deception, believing that everything was coincidence. I show you so that you may understand that I was always in control, guarding your life from greater attacks that never reached you because my hand intervened. What you perceived as wasted time, delay, or distance was, in truth, preservation. I removed people who could not walk with you because their intention was to block your advance. I silenced voices that wanted to steal your faith. Now you understand the reason why so many strange situations happened. The enemy tried to disguise envy as concern. He tried to approach with false friendship while plotting against you. He tried to use seemingly well-intentioned advice to plant doubt and fear. But I say, all of this is now exposed. I will no longer allow you to smile at those who plot against you. I will no longer allow you to treat as ally the one who desires your fall. Today I myself remove the masks, and you will see the difference between those who walk in truth and those who hid lies. I am the God who ends the cycle of deceptions. I will not allow you to continue carrying burdens that were not yours. Every twisted word, every lie spread, every veiled accusation is being undone. I declare that no lying tongue will prevail against you. I declare that no alliance forged against your name will remain hidden. I bring everything to light because I want you to walk free, without fear, without confusion, without shadow. I know that part of you wanted to believe it was not true, that perhaps you were mistaken, that it was only imagination, but I confirm it was not imagination. What my spirit showed you was real. I gave you discernment so you would not be deceived. I gave you sensitivity to perceive what others ignored. And now I confirm with facts what I had already revealed through signs. Thus you will know that I never speak in vain. Do not be alarmed at the strength of the revelation. Do not be disturbed to see familiar faces revealed in unfamiliar intentions. Do not fear when you realize that alliances were actually traps. I do not bring this light to destroy you, but to set you free. I do not show to cause wounds, but to heal. The shock of truth is momentary, but the freedom it brings is eternal. I declare over you expanded discernment. From now on, your spiritual eyes will be more open, your ears more attentive, your heart more sensitive. You will not be deceived by appearances, you will not be manipulated by sweet words, you will not be led by empty promises, you will have clarity to identify intentions, strength to resist falsehood, and wisdom to choose with whom to walk. The time of disguise is over. I myself remove the masks, I myself tear the veils, I myself expose the secret plans. Not because you asked for revenge, but because I decided to bring justice. Not because you sought answers in the flesh, but because I am faithful in protecting my own. You do not need to fight to prove anything. I am the one who proves for you. I am the one who reveals. I am the one who sustains. Therefore do not fear. The truth may be heavy, but it never comes alone. It comes accompanied by my protection, my comfort, my restoration. What seemed confusion will now become clarity. What seemed doubt will now be conviction. What seemed weakness will now be strength. I am with you, and as long as I am your God, nothing can destroy you. The masks have fallen, the veils have been torn, and the light already shines upon what was once hidden. I confirm before you, what was shadow can no longer remain. What was a lie can no longer stand. I am the truth, and the truth always wins. What was stolen from you will be restored twofold. The darkness they tried to impose will become the stage for your light to shine. The time that seemed lost will be accelerated by my hand, and the opportunities that were blocked will open before you like doors that no one can shut. I am the Lord, and the truth I reveal to you will not come to destroy, but to confirm that I have been guarding you in every detail, in every step, in every silence. I saw when what was yours was torn away without explanation. I saw when they tried to erase the glow of your effort and make you believe nothing would bear fruit.
I saw when they sowed seeds of delay, so your days would be heavy. But I say, nothing that was unjustly taken will remain lost. I am the God of restitution, and what was stolen will return to your hands multiplied. The enemy believed he had won when he wounded you with losses, but he did not know that each loss would be turned into testimony. The time that seemed lost was not wasted. I will redeem it. Every year you wept believing you were falling behind will be accelerated by my intervention.
What looked like delay was preparation, and now I hasten your steps. Paths that would take decades will shorten before you, because when I breathe, the impossible becomes swift. You will see progress in areas where before there was only stagnation. You will look back and be amazed at how far I brought you in so little time. I am the Lord who opens doors that no one can shut. You saw doors slamming in your face, contracts being broken, friendships unraveling, paths blocked for no apparent reason. Today I say, new doors are being opened, and these will not close. They will not open by human strength, but by the authority of my word. What was locked will be thrown wide open, and you will enter without fear, because I myself prepared each entry. The darkness they tried to impose will become the stage for your light to shine. They tried to erase your name, they tried to bury your voice, they tried to suffocate your dreams. But the more the shadows spread, the more I prepared the setting for you to shine. I will make your victory be seen in the very place where they tried to hide you. The environment that was used to oppress you will become the space where your honor will be declared. What they used against you will be a testimony of my faithfulness. I confirm that I have been guarding you in every detail. What you called delays, I called preservation. What you understood as closed doors, I called protection. What you felt were irreparable losses, I was already planning to turn into double restitution. Every step was accompanied by my hand. Nothing escaped my sight. Nothing happened without my having a greater purpose. I know your heart cried out for answers, asking me to act faster, but I tell you, now is the time of acceleration.
I have already removed what needed to leave. I have already broken the chains that delayed. I have already dismantled the altars that resisted. Now I set you in motion, and no one will be able to interrupt what I have begun. I am the God who makes the seed sprout, the field blossom, the harvest multiply. What took long will now bloom before you like spring after a long winter. Do not be surprised when you see people who doubted you witnessing your victory.
Do not be startled when those who mocked your waiting are forced to acknowledge my hand upon your life. I do not bring restitution in silence. I make a point of showing that I was with you the entire time. I confirm that it was not your strength, but my presence that sustained you. It was not chance, it was care. It was not luck, It was a promise fulfilled. Your life will become a visible sign of my justice. The double portion will not be only in resources, it will be in honor, it will be in peace, it will be in joy. The pain that tried to drown you will be overcome by rivers of gladness. The weight you carried will be replaced by rest. Where there was scarcity, there will be abundance. Where there was shame, there will be celebration. Where there was silence, there will be a new song. And it will not be only for you. The acceleration I place upon you will touch your house. Yours will see doors opening. Yours will feel the wind of my provision. Yours will inherit the peace I place in your heart. Your generations will benefit from what I am releasing today. I do not work in pieces. I work in fullness. And when I bless one, the blessing overflows. I tell you, do not be afraid to believe again. Do not let the marks of the past keep you from receiving the new. Do not let the fear of losing again steal the joy of what I am bringing. I do not repeat cycles of pain. I break cycles of pain. I do not allow your story to end in loss. I write victory in the place of defeat, and I write restitution in the place of injustice. Receive with confidence, because what I promised I myself fulfill. I am faithful to bring back what was taken. I am just to accelerate what was delayed. I am powerful to open what was closed. I am Lord of your life, and nothing and no one will be able to stop what I have already decreed. Your story is not in human hands. It is in my hands, and my hands never fail. Do not fear the revelation, because exposure is protection, and truth is liberation. What has been opened before you was not to bring fear, but to ensure that you walk in clarity. I did not allow you to remain in darkness, because the light I released upon your life is stronger than any lie. The suffering you endured was not to destroy you, but to refine you. The fire you went through did not consume your essence. It only burned away what was not necessary. It only purified your faith and strengthened your trust in me. Now you walk lighter because you no longer carry the weight of doubts. You walk stronger because you learned that my presence sustains even in silence. You walk wiser because you understood that not every smile is sincere, and not every path that seems beautiful leads to life. I turned scars into signs of victory. Every tear that fell served as water for the seed I planted in you, and now that seed blooms before your eyes. The seal of victory is upon you, and nothing can annul the decree that has already been signed in heaven on your behalf. My word does not go back. What I determined cannot be revoked. There is no human court capable of cancelling what I have already established. There is no opposing force that can resist my decree. You are guarded by my hand, and what I have released over your life will remain. I know that for a long time you believed that the battles you faced were greater than your strength. And it was true. They were greater than you, but they were never greater than me. While you worried about resisting, I rose to fight in your place. While you thought you were alone, I sent angels around you. While you believed you would not endure, I renewed your breath every morning. If you are standing today, it is because my arm sustained you. Look back and see nothing was able to destroy what I preserved. You did not fall into the traps that seemed certain. You were not overcome by the attacks that came in waves. You did not get lost in the midst of the confusion that rose against you. I myself traced a path in the middle of the storm and made you cross safely. Therefore I declare, your story does not end in fire, but in the refined gold that shone after the trial. Do not see the past time as loss, see it as preparation. I was shaping you in every detail, aligning your heart to my will. Everything that seemed like delay was, in fact, refinement. And now, when I look at you, I see someone more mature, more firm, more full of my presence. What once seemed weakness has become strength. What once seemed doubt has turned into conviction. What once was silence has now become a prophetic voice within you. I send you with this seal. You are marked by victory. You no longer carry the weight of what was lost, but the lightness of what was restored. You are not remembered by what hurt you, but by what built you. You are not recognized by your falls, but by the strength that lifts you. I place upon you an anointing of perseverance that does not waver under pressure. I place upon you a courage that does not retreat before fear. I place upon you a peace that does not break in the face of wars. And I say more, wherever you set your feet, that will be territory marked by my presence. Wherever your voice echoes, there will be transformation. Wherever your hands touch, there will be life. You are not sent just to survive, you are sent to impact. What I refined in secret will now be manifested in public. The work I completed within you will be a testimony before many. Do not fear what you do not yet understand. Do not be startled by the next moves I am preparing. If until now I have not failed, why would you fear what is yet to come? The same hand that has guarded you until today will continue sustaining every step. The same care that surrounded you will remain firm in every season. The same love that rescued you will continue guiding your path. You will see confirmations you did not expect. People who doubted will recognize that my hand was with you. Situations that seemed closed will open so clearly that there will be no doubt. What was questioning will be answered. What was silence will be song. What was weight will be testimony. And every confirmation will be like a seal of authenticity over what I have already released. I tell you, do not look to the future with fear, look with expectation. What I prepare for you is greater than you imagined. What I am about to manifest is a sign that I did not waste any tear, any cry, any time of waiting. Everything was recorded, everything was used, everything was transformed. Your life is a living letter of my faithfulness. Receive this sending, move forward with courage. Do not carry the past as a chain, carry it as testimony. Do not let wounds imprison you, let them speak of my healing. Do not allow doubt to return, remain firm in the certainty of my word. The decree has already been signed, the seal has already been placed, and nothing can annul it. And when your heart asks what the next step will be, just trust.
I will not give you all the answers now because faith feeds on trust in me. But I guarantee every step you take will find firm ground. Every door you open will be confirmed. Every decision made in prayer will be sustained by my spirit. Do not forget, I am your God, your refuge, your fortress. I am your shelter in the day of trouble and your joy in the day of harvest. I am the one who began the good work in you, and I myself will complete it.
The seal of victory is already upon your life, and no power can revoke it. Now go, carry this certainty in your heart. I am with you, and nothing can erase what I have already established. Your future is not in human hands, but in my eternal hands. And as you walk, know this: heaven has already decreed your victory, and the seal of my love will never be broken.